Welcome back everyone, it's me Mr. 4K Upscaler. On this video, which is recorded in 4K 2160p, I'm going to talk about Robocop Rogue City. This is a PlayStation 5 version. I have played this game when it first came out on PC, and of course the PC version looks outstanding because it's Unreal Engine 5 and there are no limitations to how much can you stretch the graphics fidelity. But the PlayStation 5 version, it's well optimized as well. When you look at the performance mode and the quality mode, I've been playing with the quality mode at 30 FPS and it works just fine. The bonus is, of course, having the ray tracing. Ray tracing certainly helps with this game to look at the armor shining, reflecting lights at night. Especially when there's a level during the day, you see a lot of reflection during the light. So the whole point of this video is, of course, to show you this game in 4K, but at the same time to talk about this game and how it ties in with the movie so efficiently. Where does this game take place? It takes place right after Robocop 2. This is really where Robocop 2 ends. This is like a true sequel to Robocop 2, if you will. Now, how you feel about the Robocop 2? Look, I think Robocop 2 was a good sequel, and I don't know, how do you measure up to the original? It's really hard to go above that bar. Even Peter Weller said, how do you go above that bar? You can't. Same thing with the Predator movie, right? How do you make a Predator 2 be better than Predator 1? Sure, Danny Glover did a great job, fantastic job, but then again, you look at Die Hard, the first Die Hard movie, the original, right? How do you top that, right? Sure, Die Hard with a Vengeance was a good sequel. I call it the true sequel. But Die Hard 2, Die Harder was really just let's make some extra money, type of a sequel, if you will. So let's go ahead, let's play Robocop. I will give you my commentary as we go throughout this game, okay? There's a specific scene in this game that I want you to see. It's with a psychiatrist, and I think it's worthy of talking about it. Talking about the Alex Murphy, and we're gonna jump into more of philosophical questions regarding Alex Murphy, the spirit, the soul. We're gonna go deep, philosophically deep, divine, philosophically deep. And I hope that you guys are watching this in 4K.
Another fucking glitch. What a shit show.
Everything's ready.
Switch him back on already. Lewis!
Whoa, Robo. Calm down. He'll tear the equipment apart.
Wendell Antonowski ran away and Lewis is in the hospital. What did you do? Just stand there and watch it as it happened?
I want to see her.
She's in surgery as we speak, so that's not gonna happen. Instead, you're gonna go through with your psych evaluation.
Let me go!
The old man wasn't happy that I let you skip your first session and was adamant that I make sure you attend this one. Especially since the problem of you malfunctioning is obviously persistent. So, Doctor, do your thing.
What? Now? He's in no shape to be examined.
I'm afraid that I must insist.
This is highly unprofessional.
I need to apprehend Wendell.
I don't think you understand your options, Shiny, in that you don't have any. You either comply or you'll be dismantled. I'm only really rooting for one of these options.
Very well.
Doctor?
If this is supposed to resemble a therapy session in any way, I need everyone that isn't my client to leave. That is not negotiable. And is it necessary to have him restrained?
That's for your safety. What if he loses control? Exactly.
If anything goes wrong, just use this reset button. One press, and he goes back to La La Land.
Okay, let's leave the good doctor to work. And Robo, see me after this is over.
I'm sorry it has to look like this. Are you at least sitting comfortably enough to have this conversation?
Like I said earlier, I hope you guys are watching this in 4K so you can appreciate just how good the quality mode is on PlayStation 5. And this is a PlayStation 5 Slim version. Alright, so this is Doctor Olivia Blanche. And she's a psychiatrist. She's doing a psych evaluation. And what's so interesting about this scene in the game that they put in is this question that Paul Verhoeven really tried to tackle with the first movie. You know, a lot of people look at the Robocop from 1986 as, you know, a fun action movie. Sure, very violent and funny at times. But I think people missed one important message that Dutch film director Paul Verhoeven was trying to emphasize on this character, Alex Murphy. So when we think of Alex Murphy, what do we know? He comes in, gets transferred to a different precinct, more dangerous area that he has to patrol, where there's a lot of, you know, violence and crime. So he got transferred to this other precinct, and on that precinct we get to know him a little bit, and his partner Louis, and we get to know a little bit about him, that he's married, he has a child, and his child's looking at him as a role model because this child, his son, watches this TJ Hooker laser Hooker or something, where he's like wielding his gun all the time. So right, and he always does that. He wields this gun, you know, like a Wild West, like a cowboy wielding his gun. And that right there, we're already bonding with this character, Alex Murphy. So we're already emotionally invested with him, and we get to learn more about him. And then what happens in the movie, of course, he gets brutally murdered by Clarence Boddicker and his gang and his goons. And right there, we are already feeling sorry for him, because we just got emotionally invested into this guy. We just learned about him, and now this has happened to him. So the way Paul Verhoeven set this movie up, it's just genius. But it's dealing with a lot of philosophical, biblical questions. It's like, can a soul survive in a machine? Can a spirit from a human body survive in a machine? That's the question, right? And in this case, he's getting resurrected. So this is where the biblical, resurrection of the Bible comes in, of Jesus, right? Think of it like, I think Paul Verhoeven called Robocop an American Jesus, where it's really a Jesus story, but just that it's set as a Robocop. So he's killed, and now you see the screen go dark, blank, and now, a few months later, he's being resurrected, and he's bringing back to life slowly. He's learning how to walk. He's learning how to move his hands. He's learning how to adjust to this new body, to this new robotic, prosthetic body. But the question is, did the soul survive? And even Peter Weller has talked about this, has asked this question. And I think a lot of people have missed out on that when it comes to Robocop. Did his spirit survive? You see how he cares about Louis? I need to comprehend Wendell because, he shot Louis and Louis is in the hospital. So he already got emotions. So he's already worried. So what does that tell you? He might be a robot, but his emotional spirit attachment is still there. If you're just a simply robot, then you have no feelings. Then you have no emotions. You're just programmed to do what you are programmed to do. But in Alex Murphy's case, the OCP knew that. The Omni Consumer Products knew that his spirit survived. in this machine. Even the old man who runs the OCP, Omni Consumer Products, he knew that as well. And I think this game really explains that a little bit, goes a little bit in a deeper detail, especially throughout this doctor's evaluation. And that's why I'm showing you this specific level in the game. And I did say it's going to be a little bit philosophical, and we're going to go deep. So what I like about this game, I can choose to say what I need to say. Like she asked him, I'm sorry, it has to look like this. Are you at least sitting comfortably enough to have this conversation? I would say that's irrelevant, right? And who would say that that's irrelevant? Someone who has, conscience. Or I could say I need to find Wendell Atanovsky. Because I'm angry that he shot at my partner.
My partner was shot, and I need to find the person responsible.
You do. But I think you'll agree that you should be in the best shape possible to undertake that task. I understand this is not an ideal situation, and this is probably the last place you want to be right now.
I'm not the only one unwilling to be here. Your heart rate is above 120 BPM.
You're equipped with a heart rate monitor? I imagine it comes in handy in your line of work.
It does.
I agree this whole thing is happening rather fast, but we are both professionals at helping others. So how about we start again? My name is Doctor Olivia Blanche. Naturally, I've heard people refer to you by different names, but I'm curious to hear which one you prefer.
And again, this is the freedom of choice that the game gives you. Now, I could lie. I could be like a Henry Rollins in that song, I am a liar, and just like lie. But no, I want to tell her the truth because I want this psych doctor, psych evaluator, psychology, psychiatrist evaluator, doctor, she's a doctor. I want this psych doctor to understand that I am Alex Murphy. I might be in this robotic, prosthetic, metallic, outfit, but deep inside, my spirit still lives on. That hasn't died. So I'm going to tell her I am Alex Murphy. I remember at the end of the movie, the first movie, Robocop, when the old man asked him, hey son, what's your name? He says, I am Alex Murphy. So I'm going to say the same thing here.
My name is Alex Murphy.
Then I'll call you Alex Murphy. I've worked with many police officers that have gone through traumatic experiences, but I think we can both agree that you are no ordinary police officer. How do you see your situation?
I'm a resurrected policeman, you see. And that's why I'm doing this, because I want you guys to understand philosophical message of Robocop. And I think a lot of people misunderstood this movie. They looked at the movie as some sort of fun action, right? But what they missed out on was this philosophical message that Paul Verhoeven and Peter Weller were trying to bring in this movie franchise. And like Robocop is what? How many years now? Close to 40. I mean, let me see, 30, close to 40 years, man. Almost 40. Let me see, close to 40. Yeah, 40 years. 40 years, man. This movie is 40 years old. I'm
a police officer who was killed in the line of duty. I was given a second chance and resurrected inside this metal shell.
Clinical death and waking up in a body that is not quite yours is a first for me too. In a patient, that is. But that's something that I've already learned from the reports. What I would much rather hear is how do you perceive yourself?
Perceive?
Yes. See, what I found immensely helpful in working with my patients is transparency. In order to help each other, we need to be able to see each other fully.
Well, now you get to see me fully. This is me now. Let me scare her a little bit. Is this what you wanted?
Is this what you wanted to see? Now that you see me the way I am, do you wish to push the reset button? Your heart rate remains high.
No, not at all. It's actually my secret that is making me nervous, not yours. You're not the only one here with prosthetic body parts. This hand, you must have wondered what happened. Some time ago, I was a victim of a crime. A thief broke into my house. He made a lot of noise and my neighbors called the police. And Ed 209 reacted to the call and mistakenly recognized me as a threat. My hand was red mist moments later. Since that day, I have become, let's say, a little leery of machines.
See, she has the prosthetic arm as well because she lost her arm because the Ed 209 malfunctioned yet again and mistaken her for breaking and entering perp. So she also understands what it's like to have a prosthetics that it's not yours, like wearing a false teeth, right? When you put false teeth look nice when other people see when you put a false teeth, and they're like really beautiful, right? Nice and shiny, right? But how does it feel when you're wearing them? Like at the first time you put them on, they feel kind of weird because it's not yours. It's some other prosthetic that it's injected into your body, and it kind of feels strange till you get used to it. And once you get used to it, of course, once you learn how to talk with it, once you learn how to adjust and eat with it, then becomes part of you. So it's all about the adjustments, right? It's the same thing with her arm adjusting to this prosthetic arm. At first it's kind of weird, but then you get used to it. And I think this is the beauty about this game that a lot of you have missed out on. And that's why I'm showing you this. That's why I'm like playing this part, because I think a lot of you have missed out on what this game, and that's one of the reasons why Peter Weller wanted to do this game, because he just didn't want to do some spin-off, quick cash grab type of a Robocop spin-off. He wanted like to tell a story here about Alex Murphy, and through Rogue City you certainly get to experience that through these conversations throughout the game.
Do you fear me?
I fear the unpredictability that machines bring with them. So when I heard there was a chance to contribute to the research on the stability of OCP's mechanical units, I jumped at the opportunity. I hope you don't find it unprofessional. Getting that off my chest made me feel a bit better. How about you check my pulse now?
It has dropped below 120 BPM.
You see, I don't just impose things onto my clients. I practice what I preach because it seems to work. I think that makes for a very promising start. Thank you, Alex Murphy.
And now the evaluation's finished, and now I've got my extra points. Another thing about this game that I like is I like to do all of the side quest missions and police work side missions, and also I like to walk around and loot, find the stolen purses, things like that, stolen watches, talk to the NPCs, because there's so much you learn about this game. There's so much you learn about this character. It's a more fulfilling Robocop experience when you do that, when you're walking around and doing all of these things. This is why I always tell people, don't rush through these games. I've seen so many people play these games, and the way they're playing these games, they're just rushing through it. I don't understand that. Like, why would you invest your time into a game and you're just going to rush through it? Why even bother playing it? It's like watching a TV show. Why would you want to watch a TV show and then skip first few episodes and then go to the last few episodes? Like, what are you doing, right? I just don't understand the logic of how some people play these games. Certain games, you know, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, yeah, you can speed through them, you know, because, you know, whatever. The story is like, okay, it's just an action-packed story. It's not a Oscar-winning story or anything like that. But for certain games like these, I think you should invest your time. I think you should treat every game respectfully and spend time and play it. That's what I'm doing with the Assassin's Creed Shadows. That's what I'm doing with Dragon Age: The Veilguard. That's what I'm doing with a lot of these games. Even with a game called Siberia, The World Before, with Kate Walker, to learn more about the Kate Walker and her past, to learn more about these other characters from the past. So that's the way I play and treat these video games, to appreciate them to its full content that they have to offer. Ooh, I got a total rating of A because I did all these other missions, I did everything else, so my rating, it's A. You see, this is why you want to take your time. I spent 10 hours just on the first chapter of this game. Like I said, I spent 10 hours. And you're probably asking, well, why did you spend 10 hours? Like, this is exactly why. So I can gain all of this experience, and so I can go ahead and get a total rating of A. This is a 30 FPS.
All done. Robo, there's something I need to show you.
30 FPS. And honestly, playing this game at 30 FPS is just fine for me personally. I think they did a pretty good job on the PlayStation 5 version. They really have optimized this game to run well, I think, on all of the systems. But PS5 version has really impressed me how well it's optimized on a quality mode. And I would like easily recommend quality mode to everyone. And I think you will notice that quality mode here on the PS5 version. Alright, so this is my PCB. This will help me expand my abilities.
I know that OCP can be a real pain in the ass, but this might change your mind a bit. We've been working behind the scenes on giving your sidearm the treatment it deserves. The Auto 9 can now be equipped with a motherboard. Once the motherboard is in, you'll be able to mount a number of processors on it. Each processor can vastly improve your aim, damage, or stability. See for yourself.
There it is. Auto 9 upgrades. Auto 9 is your firearm, that big giant Beretta. Weapon damage, yes. Magazine capacity. Weapon damage. There we go. Armored piercing. Armor piercing. Magazine capacity. We need 5%. Hold on. I think the 5% is here somewhere. I don't think I have a. Do I have a 5%? 5%. I don't think I do. But it's okay. I can check later on. weapon spread. Wow, this one's at 10%. Hold on. I think I might have a 10% here. Fully auto mode. Now reload speed. That's something I need. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Just what I need. Hold on. We need to adjust this. We'll keep it like this for now. Weapon spread, weapon damage, and chip merging. %. Good.
Be on the lookout. There's OCP tech in everything. You wouldn't believe how many useful processors can be salvaged from old devices. Okay, that's it from me. Becker wants to see you. He's taken over Reed's office. Say what you want about the man. That takes guts.
Alright, so I'm going to end the video right here. I hope that you guys enjoy this 27 minutes of Robocop philosophy. And for those of you who are not familiar with the movie, for those of you who are not familiar with the concept of the story and this character, I hope this kind of opened your mind and eyes on like what really Robocop means. It's really it's in a biblical terms. It's like a Jesus story. He got crucified and then he got resurrected. And in one part of the movie, at the end, he even walks on water. Well, that's like symbolizes, of course, the biblical terms. So I just wanted to kind of like point out certain things in this game that you guys maybe didn't catch on, didn't see this, you know. So I just kind of wanted to kind of philosophically emphasize on this, you know. As far as the game with a 4K resolution, it looks really good, as you will see here. But let me know what you guys think. Did you enjoy this game? Did you see the movie? And what are your thoughts overall about philosophical questions regarding can the spirit, can the soul survive in a machine? Thank you for watching.